Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, The Reader Teacher. My name's Scott. It's the start of April, so this video is episode 4 of series 5 of Coming Soon, and it previews the upcoming books for the month of April 2025. As always, I'll be going through them in release date order, and where they have the same release date, then they'll be alphabetically by title. If you just want to hear about a specific book, then make sure to use the timestamps in the description below. I hope this video helps you to discover more children's books to add to your TBRs, and there's always plenty more throughout the year, so make sure to leave me a like, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. Also, all the links to the books that I mention in this video will be in the description box below. So, let's take a look at the books. First up is a sequence of cosmic accidents out on the 3rd of April, in which Ariane never wanted a foster sister, especially one as strange as Madlock. With her odd outfits and strange behaviour, she's beyond frustrating. But when she opens a portal to another world, Ariane's life changes forever. Thrust into an intergalactic adventure, the pair discover they're caught up in a battle against an ancient enemy. But as it turns out, the universe has a much bigger plan for them than they ever expected. Thanks Rock the Boat for the finished copy. Next is Bright Birds by Kate Reid, and this beautiful book is full of fascinating facts about just how clever birds can be. From crows using cars to crack nuts in Japan, to woodpecker finches creating their own tools in the Galapagos, Bright Birds shows that bird brains may be small, but they are mighty. With richly detailed collage illustrations, this book will change the way you see our feathered friends, covering everything from migration to nest building. Big thanks Macmillan for the finished copy that's out on the 3rd of April. Set in London 1951, this story, out on the 3rd of April, follows the youngest crook in the city, Clem, as she searches for a missing father, a famous jewel thief. Along with her sidekick, she sets out on a thrilling chase through the underworld of London, from glamorous nightclubs to greasy spoons, all whilst being followed by a mix of friends and foes. But will she be able to uncover the truth before it's too late? Or will a dark and mysterious enemy put an end to her mission once and for all? This adventure promises to be full of twists and turns, as well as danger and daring escapes. Thanks Little Tiger for the finished copy. In Don't Trust Fish, out on the 3rd of April, you'll follow a very suspicious narrator who's convinced that fish are up to something secretive under the water. And did you know that fish spend all their time in mysterious underwater worlds and that a group of them is called a school? But what exactly are they learning there? Well, this narrator believes there's something fishy going on, and insists you should never, ever trust fish. Packed with funny fish facts and plenty of humour, this picture book will make you look at your pet goldfish a little differently, whilst also keeping you laughing along the way. Thanks Anderson Press for the finished copy. Callan is still learning how to be a guardian, but time is running out in The Watcher, the second book in the series of the Gargoyles trilogy by Tamsin Mori, out on the 3rd of April. When Oculus sends a Watcher to test his skills, Callan knows that failing could cost him his gargoyle and his new home. But there's more than just the Watcher to worry about. With dangerous ghasts on the loose, a missing kelpie to find, and blighted magic spreading, Callan's courage, friendships and cleverness will all be pushed to their limits. Thanks you Clem Publishing for the finished copy. Otto and Ali can't wait to try Papa Panther's new pizzeria in How Not to Share a Pizza, out on the 3rd of April. But when it comes to sharing, things don't exactly go as planned for the two friends. Otto wants to divide it equally, but Ali keeps chomping away before they can even agree on how to split it. Frustrated, Otto decides to buy his own pizza, but neither of them has enough pebbles. It's only when Otto accidentally trips over a stick that he comes up with a clever idea to solve the problem and repair their friendship. Thanks 5 Quills for the finished copy. While sitting in the garden with Nana, Bean starts to ask some big questions about what it really means to be strong, in I Am Strong Just Being Me, out on the 3rd of April. Is strength about being brave and loud? Or can it be something different, like being quiet or offering a kind hug? And this beautifully illustrated book takes readers on a journey to explore strength in all its forms, showing that being strong isn't just about winning or being fearless. It's a celebration of inner power and kindness. Thanks Little Tiger for the gorgeous finished copy. Mr. Rabbit enjoys his quiet, peaceful life in Oak Carrots out on the 3rd of April. He loves reading, drinking tea and gardening, but sometimes it can feel a bit lonely. When spring arrives, he plants his favourite vegetable, carrots, and with a little sunshine and singing, they start to grow. But one day, something strange happens. A wiggling carrot top pops up, and out comes a talking, walking carrot. At first, Mr. Rabbit just wants to be left alone, but Carrot is determined to be his friend. As the day goes on, Mr. Rabbit starts to realise that maybe having a friend isn't such a bad thing after all. Big thanks, Quarto, for the finished copy. Little Red is thrilled when he finds a beautiful tree all to himself in our tree out on the 3rd of April. But soon, animals of all shapes and sizes start visiting the tree, enjoying its shade, leaves and branches. Little Red, though, doesn't want to share. He's happier on his own. However, after a run-in with a leopard, he learns the value of community and friendship. And this heartwarming story full of stunning illustrations celebrates the importance of sharing and acceptance, showing that the best things in life are even better when shared. Thanks, Little Tiger, for the finished copy. Fergus and Shelby are no ordinary snails in Snails of the Unexpected. After being struck by lightning, they gain the ability to shapeshift into anything they want. Custard, crisp packets, even giant plastic crabs. But when a slug uprising begins and a sinister slug posing as the Prime Minister threatens to turn humankind into lettuces, Fergus and Shelby must use their new powers to save the day. Thanks, Firefly Press, for the finished copy. It's out on the 3rd of April. Are you ready to explore the world through language? The Atlas of Languages out on the 3rd of April takes you on an exciting journey across continents, countries and cultures, revealing the stories behind the words we use every day. Ever wondered where the word banana comes from? Or which language is the world's most secret? This book answers those questions and more. With stunning illustrations, each page brings to life their rich diversity. And you'll discover how languages have grown and evolved, how to say some fun phrases, and why languages are so important to the cultures that they come from. Thanks, Macmillan, for the beautiful finished copy. Jahan, Ravi and Lakshmi are best friends, born on the same day under special circumstances. But by the time they turn 12, their lives are torn. When India gains independence, the British draw the lines of partition, splitting the country and their friendships apart. One of them has to flee, another disappears, and the third is left hoping for a miracle that might bring them back together. Out on the 3rd of April, The Line They Drew Through Us tells a powerful and emotional story set during a pivotal moment in history and helps readers understand the impact of partition on millions of lives. So thanks, Anderson Press, for the finished copy. A little girl is excited for a playdate with her friend Henry, imagining all the fun they'll have exploring his huge house and playing with endless toys in this book out on the 3rd of April. But the journey to Henry's house is long, with buses, underground trains and lots of walking. It's all worth it though for the adventure. However, whilst the children enjoy their playdate, the illustrations show how differently their mums experience the day. And as it unfolds, we learn that Henry and the girl come from very different backgrounds, and their lives are not as similar as they first seemed. Thanks, Lantana Publishing, for the finished copy. Did you know that humans share 75% of their genes with chickens? Or that dolphins give each other names just like we do? We Are All Animals out on the 3rd of April takes you on a fascinating journey through the animal kingdom, showing just how similar we are to creatures like rats, bees and even giraffes. And this book reveals so many surprising connections between humans and animals, so you can discover what you have in common with over 150 of them, because ultimately, we are all animals. Thanks, What on Earth Books, for the finished copy. Sam has always been best friends with Cal, Finn and Jay, but everything changes when he overhears them saying they won't be putting him on their friends lists for the new school year. Suddenly he's facing the terrifying idea of being stuck in a tutor group full of strangers. To make things even more interesting, Sam has started to become friends with Zach Monroe. Now, Zach might be seen as weird to some, but Sam soon realises that being unique is something to celebrate. Can he balance his old friendships with his new one, and show his friends that being yourself is what really matters? Thanks, you clan, for the finished copy that's out on the 3rd of April. Life on Longstone Island is full of adventure for Grace Darling, the daughter of a lighthouse keeper in Becoming Grace, a retelling of her childhood out on the 10th of April. Despite her love for the island, Grace has always been afraid of boats. However, when a steamship called the Forfarshire is wrecked in 1838, Grace's bravery is tested in a way she never imagined. As she helps her father spot survivors, she must find the courage to brave the treacherous waves and help rescue them. Will she be able to find the strength to overcome her fear and become the heroine she's meant to be? Thanks very much, Barrington Stoke, for the finished copy. On the 10th of April, look out for the classic Choose Your Own Adventure series that's making a comeback. These exciting books let you control how the story develops. I've been sent 2 of them, The Abominable Snowman and Journey Under the Sea, and through these and the rest, you'll go on unforgettable adventures where every decision is yours to make. Big thanks Pushkin Press for the finished copies. Also out on the 10th of April is Fishfolk by Stephen Quincey-Jones, in which twins Luna and Una live on the high and dry, a land that's slowly being swallowed by the sea. Raised on stories from their granddad Ma about shape-shifting fishfolk who control the waves, the girls have always believed these creatures are the cause of the storms that have taken their family. But when Luna meets a fishfolk in real life, she starts to question everything, leaving Una confused and unsure. Thanks Firefly Press for the finished copy. Bran's world was once ruled by Raven, soaring high and fearless. But when Dragon destroyed Raven, Bran's home and crew were lost. Now, with a burning need to uncover the truth, she heads north with her friends. Along the way, they discover shocking secrets about Raven's crew and Bran's own hidden past. As they get closer to the truth, Bran begins to realise that the answers she seeks might change everything she thought she knew about herself and her world. Thanks Nosy Crow for the finished copy of I Am Raven that's out on the 10th of April. Soil is far more than just dirt. It's a magical, life-sustaining material that supports everything on Earth. Out on the 10th of April, this book helps readers discover the vital role it plays in our world. From hosting billions of tiny creatures like worms and microbes, to digging deep into the different types of soil there are out there. And soil is a wonder in itself. And this first book in this new natural science series explores the fascinating facts behind the earth beneath our feet, shows how soil nurtures life and sustains our planet. So thanks Nosy Crow for the finished copy. Goose and Moose are back with more crazy creatures in this funny follow-up that's out on the 10th of April. The animals are all out of order again, and it's up to Goose and Moose to help them get everyone in the right line. But with more animals joining in, things quickly spiral into chaos. Will they ever manage to get everybody sorted, or will the mix-up just get even sillier? Thanks Scholastic for the finished copy. Return to the magical underwater realm of Hok Wo in The Rise of the Sand Spirits, the second book in the Paper Dragon series out on the 10th of April. On a mission to rescue her friends who have been taken over by dangerous forces, Ji Jing faces powerful sand spirits and dragons. With her phoenix companion Mallow, she must uncover so many secrets. Can she save her friends and figure out who to trust along the way? Thanks Hachette for the finished copy. Best friends Gabby, Priya and Mindy start a dog walking business to spend time with pets they can't have, in Paws, the first book in this brand new graphic novel series that's out on April the 10th. But running the business proves tricky, especially with their different personalities. And as they begin to argue over how to run things, a doggy crisis puts their friendship and their business at risk. But can they fix everything before it's too late? Thanks Puffin for the finished copy. Fred has always had others make his choices for him, from what to eat to what to do each day. But now he's stuck at a strict school he doesn't like, and Fred faces a big decision when he spots another bus that's heading towards his dream school. Should he jump on and pretend to be somebody else? Well, in The Boy with Big Decisions out on the 10th of April, it's actually up to you to guide Fred as he figures out what he really wants in life, because you get to make the moves for him. And will you help him stand up for himself and find his own way as you choose what to do? Thanks Scholastic for the finished copy. All is not well in the fairy kingdom of Sylvanland. It's been torn completely apart by a bitter feud between Queen Titania and King Oberon. When Prince Corey is taken by Oberon's soldiers, all seems lost. But Ollie, a girl from the mortal world, stumbles through a hidden portal into Sylvanland. Her arrival could be the twist of fate that changes everything and ends the curse that plagues the kingdom. Thanks Pushkin Children's Books for the finished copy that's out on the 10th of April. Starting secondary school should be an exciting time for 11-year-old Nate in the first year, the follow-up to the final year, which is out on the 10th of April, especially after the tough year he had in that book. And with his family supporting him and his brother healthy again, life seems like it's finally getting better. But when an unexpected event and the return of his anger, the beast, throw him off course, Nate finds himself struggling to cope. Can he keep it all together whilst facing these new challenges? I can't wait to find out, so thanks Otto Barry Books for the finished copy. Angus has never been interested in history. That is, until he accidentally falls right headfirst through it. In this book, out on the 10th of April, he finds himself on the wildest adventure of his life, after tumbling into a shopping trolley and travelling through time with Marge, the local supermarket cheese lady who happens to be from the future. From exploring Roman Britain, to hanging out with Shakespeare, and even escaping the evil Emperor Crag from the 99th century, Angus has a lot to figure out. Thanks Puffin for the finished copy. Hayley keeps getting annoyed when her cat decides to visit the strange old lady Lillian who lives in the last house on the row, particularly because she doesn't even know why Lillian hasn't left her house in years. But when Hayley does something kind for Lillian, they become friends, and Hayley learns the real reason why Lillian has been hiding away. When a misunderstanding causes trouble, Hayley must help Lillian face her fears and find her way back into the world. Thanks Barrington Stoke for sending me a finished copy that's out on the 10th of April. I can't believe it's been 10 years since The Lion Inside was first published. This beloved picture book tells the story of a shy little mouse who goes on a journey to find its roar. To celebrate its 10th anniversary, this special edition out on the 10th of April features a shiny gold foil cover, notes from the author and illustrator, and even a sneak peek at some early sketches. With its timeless message about confidence and self-esteem, this edition is the perfect way to share the story with a new generation of readers. Thanks Hachette for the finished copy. Join Mina and her two best friends Rima and Mobeen in the misadventures of Mina Mahmood as they head off on a school trip to Shiremore Oaks Adventure Centre. What starts as an exciting overnight stay soon turns into a spooky experience when they hear tales of Bertie Blackteeth, the mysterious figure who haunts the woods. As fear and rumours begin to spread, the trio must face their biggest challenges yet, from dealing with a school bully to testing their courage in the face of the unknown. Thanks Farshaw for the finished copy that's out on the 10th of April. Thule's journey continues across the tundra in Wolf Mountain, the second book in this series out on the 10th of April. With her wolf cub Lupa by her side, she leaves her tribe behind and braves harsh weather, wild animals and the quest to find her lost friend Andar. As Thule faces these challenges, she uncovers her inner strength in these prehistoric adventures that are rooted in real archaeological discoveries. Big thanks Simon & Schuster for the finished copy. Yasmin is struggling to figure out what she wants to be when she grows up. Her parents want her to focus on school and become a doctor, but Yasmin has other plans. Introduced to the exciting football game FIFA Pro by her best friend Zayn, Yasmin secretly becomes obsessed with it and dreaming of beating her favourite gamer, the GOAT. But with schoolwork piling up, she faces the ultimate challenge. Can she keep her parents happy and level up in the gaming world? Or will it be game over? Thanks Puffin for the finished copy that's out on the 10th of April. Out on the 17th of April, Can You Get Music on the Moon invites readers to explore the amazing world of sound and space. From how sound travels underwater to whether music can reach the moon, this book is full of surprising facts. Learn about the unique ways animals hear, why crickets use their knees to listen, and how sound behaves in space. And this fascinating book is not only sure to captivate curious minds, but also spark a real lifelong love for science. Thanks Puffin for the finished copy. Meet the Floofs. They're not rabbits, rats or mice, but something all entirely of their own, floofs. and in this book, Reach for the Stars, out on the 17th of April, join these lovable characters as they go on 3 fun-filled adventures. From figuring out why stars are vanishing, to helping a friend find their way home, and joining in a quest for a quiet reading spot, there's never a dull moment when the floofs are around. Thanks Quarto for the finished copy. These Are My Rocks by Bethan Wolvin, out on the 17th of April, is a fun and interactive picture book that encourages young readers to explore the exciting world of collecting. In this story, the narrator proudly shows off their collection of rocks, from big ones to small ones, spiky ones to wobbly ones. And as children read, they're invited to point, make sounds, and think about what they might want to collect too. Thanks Quarto for the finished copy. Are you in a video game right now? If your body keeps changing, are you still the same person? Would you rather be a happy pig or an unhappy human? These are just a few of the mind-bending questions explored in Weird Philosophy, out on the 17th of April. Designed to get readers thinking deeply, this book challenges you to consider life's big mysteries in ways you've never imagined before. With funny stories, illustrations and quizzes, it promises to be the perfect introduction to the world of philosophy. Thanks Puffin for the finished copy. Written by the creators of ADHD Love, this picture book tells the story of Sophie and her invisible friend, Adi, who represents her ADHD. Adi's energy and fun bring creativity and joy to Sophie's life, though sometimes he causes a bit of chaos. As she moves through her school day, she learns about living with ADHD in a way that's easy for readers to relate to. And being neurodivergent myself, I'm really excited to see more children's books coming out that celebrate neurodiversity. So thanks Quarto for sending me a finished copy that's out on the 24th of April. Basil the Bat is afraid he'll never be able to fly in this book out on the 24th of April. No matter how hard he tries, he just can't seem to get off the ground. But when a storm threatens his best friend Moth, Basil knows he must overcome his greatest fear. With a leap of faith, he faces his biggest challenge yet and learns that sometimes believing in yourself is the first step towards doing something incredible. Thanks Simon & Schuster for the finished copy. Another one out on the 24th of April is Owning It, a collection of 22 true stories from disabled writers sharing their experiences growing up. These tales cover everything from birthday parties to hospital visits, showing the highs and lows of childhood with a disability. With funny, touching and honest reflections, this book helps readers understand what it's like to grow up disabled, told by the people who live it. Big thanks to Faber for sending me a finished copy. Lastly is Dreamslinger, out on the 29th of April, which follows 14-year-old Aria Loveridge, who lives at the Rest Haven Home for Dreamslingers, a place for children who enter a magical world whilst they sleep. Aria's mum died in a tragic event caused by the Royal League of Dreamslingers, but now she's determined to bring them down. When the League opens up trials for teenage slingers, Aria joins, hoping to finally feel like she belongs somewhere. But the trials prove to be full of surprises. However, she needs to survive them all first. Thanks Piccadilly Press for the finished copy. So these are the books I'm most excited about reading this month. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel below. As always, keep reading, and I'll see you in the next video.